Hi guys, EBP Man here with Tablets for Me, and today we're going to do an unboxing review of a wireless Bluetooth speaker for any of your mobile devices. This is the Ultimate Ears Boom portable speaker. Alright, so once you remove the actual sleeve that we have here where the speaker was in, you find this cylindrical type case. And inside of this case you'll find several things. First of all, as you can see by the lightning bolt, here we have a power brick with the foldable legs, which is a nice feature. On the other side, what you have is, let's see what's inside of it, a micro USB charging cable. A pretty long one too, so we'll look at the specs of this in a couple seconds. You have here also a this is kind of like a water sealing gasket, and we're going to show you where this goes because this device does have an IPX certification in case of it being caught in the rain or getting splashed, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So you don't want to throw this away because you'll need that to cover up some of the ports. You also have inside a little Ultimate Ears information or instruction guide about how do you do any kind of maintenance to the device. It looks like you can change out the batteries if there's like any charging issues, as well as warranty information. And then what you have here, I'll take this out, is you have the speaker. Let's take a closer look at some of the specs, and then we'll listen to how this speaker works. Now, before listening to the speaker and actually pairing it, let's talk a little bit about the specs. You can pair up to 8 devices, 8 different source devices, so that's 8 phones, tablets to the actual speaker itself. But you can connect up to 2 of them, to which they can serve as sources to this speaker at the same time. So you can't have 8 of them pumping music to it, but you can have 2 of them, and you can seems like you can go back and forth from the devices as you do that. It does support also connecting. If you have another one of these speakers, you can have up to 2 speakers connected, where they'll stream simultaneously music from a single source. So again, if you have a large room and you want to put one in one side of the room and the other in the other, you can actually have them both playing music at the same time. It is NFC enabled, so you can tap. So if you have an Android phone or an Apple phone, now that they have NFC as well, you should be able to tap and pair. The range of the Bluetooth is 50 feet, which is good. You want something that has pretty good range. Typically, if you think about headsets have a 30 feet range, so having 50 feet is good. From a power perspective, you're seeing that you'll get about 15 hours of battery life is what they say you'll get through this device, and you use a micro USB charger. You'll notice that it does come with a charging brick and a cable, so you'll be able to use this. This charger's charging at a rate of 2 amps, so it is putting out significant output to charge your speaker. You should have about 3 hours or should expect at least 3.5 hours of charging time. That's from going fully depleted to fully full again. This does support A2DP technology, and what that means is that you're going to be able to take also phone calls on this device, which is really important because if you're listening to music and you get a phone call, you'll be able to the music will stop, and then what you'll do is you'll get the actual phone call. It is also IPX4 rated, and now what does IPX4 mean? Well, IPX4 means that this speaker can withstand, let's say if it starts raining outside, let's say if you're by a pool and it gets splashed, the speaker is going to be able to handle that. It will not support complete submergence. So if you submerge the actual speaker completely, that's not what the certification is about. So if you think about the some of the newer phones like the Samsung Galaxy S5 series phones, which is IP67 certified, can go fully submerged. Also, the Nexus 6 can be submerged. This cannot be submerged. Let's take a look at all the controls before we actually pair and listen to the speaker. So let's take a closer look at the UE Boom. First of all, if you're going to be pairing your speaker to an NFC capable phone, the NFC contact point is around this area. So you'll basically take your phone and tap it here. This is pretty straightforward, but this is how you would increase or decrease your volume, right, with the plus and minus symbol. On this side here, you'll notice, I'll flip that upside down. You'll notice that there are two areas here to focus on. First of all, you have your power button, and your second here is your Bluetooth pairing button if you want to do manual Bluetooth pairing and not really use the NFC, especially if you don't have an NFC phone. On this other side here, you have a couple ports to focus on. One is where you can do a manual connection to your phone for audio or any other source. It could be your computer too. And then the top here is your micro USB charging port. Now, you do have this area here that you can turn. Now, you can use this to hook this on a hook to your backpack, or what you could do is remove this, and if you're in an area where you actually have a tripod, and this will work with like your camera tripod for your camcorder, or any other stand. If you have one of those little gorilla stands that kind of grab onto a tree or to a pole, you can actually use it to plug into this area and then put this standing like this in some area or on the corner, however you want to do it. Now, if you're not going to be using that port for any reason, and you're going to be outside, let's say for example in the pool, that's where this little seal comes in. So if I'm going to, for example, be in a pool area or on the beach, and I want to make sure that sand doesn't get into these ports or water, what I do is I'll put that little gasket on there, and then I can tie this in place. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me a watertight seal to these two ports, so I don't have to worry about them getting wet or damaging the speaker. Now, before actually connecting the speaker, there's another thing I wanted to make sure that I mentioned. Most new speakers, and this is specifically one of them, are software upgradable, which means if you connect your computer to this speaker via the cable that's provided and that micro USB port, you can actually go to the UE website and actually download software that will upgrade your speaker. Not all of the speakers come with the latest software, so I recommend that you do look into it. Some of the features that you could get with the new software, if you have an older speaker or if you're considering this speaker and you don't know if it's upgraded or not, is one of them is an alarm feature. There's software bugs. There's also things that allow you to increase or double up your volume. And then that one feature that I mentioned, you have to be in a certain version of the software in order to be able to have two devices connected to this speaker and play music quickly from one to the other. And where this is a little bit different than some of the speakers that you have today is mostly when you're connected to two different devices, the Bluetooth signal, you have to kind of switch source. It's a kind of like a manual clunky process. It's not as swift and fast. That's not the case with the speaker. So if I have two phones, or if I have a tablet and a phone, or a laptop and a phone, or someone comes up to me and says, hey, I want to pair with your Bluetooth speaker because I got some music I want to play, I can pair it and then continue to play my music, and when that person's ready, all they got to do is hit play. Once I'm done with my song, and then their song will play on the speaker. Let's go ahead and power up the speaker. So the audio source for this recording is going to change because I want to make sure you guys can hear everything that's going on with the speaker. So I'm going to press and hold the power button. Alright, so now you'll notice that I'm in pairing mode. You did hear that there was some sound coming from the actual speaker, kind of almost like a drum beat. Let me connect my phone and we'll listen to some tunes. So in order to be able to play or listen to music from the Bluetooth speaker, you have to pair it. So I'm going to use a Samsung Galaxy Note 4 to do that. I'm going to use the NFC capability to actual pair. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Note 4 and I'm going to bring it down, and you'll notice it says, do I want to pair? I'll say yes, and it's saying pairing UE. And now it's successfully paired. Let's listen to some tunes. So the first song we'll listen to, or the first track we'll listen to, is something that is more like club music with some bass in it. So let's check it out. That's maximum volume. And you can really feel the bass as it's coming over to the sides. Lowering it. And that's lowest. right, let's change that up a little bit, and let's go ahead and try something else that's a little bit more tropical. Now I'm controlling the volume on my phone as opposed to pressing the buttons on the speaker. All right, let's go ahead and try one more. And there you have it. It is a very loud speaker. I didn't hear any kind of distortion whatsoever at the highest volume. Even as we were playing music or some tracks that had heavy bass, heavy highs, or really high highs. It's a good speaker. It definitely has a lot of build quality behind it, and didn't hear any distortion. Let's take a look at the actual upgrading process of the speaker so you can see what's involved if you are going to check the new software and see how to update it. So all you do is go to the ultimateears.com website, and then you go into the software updates area. And once you do that, what you're going to do is see this area right here where you'll be able to see that there's an update for your UE boom and download the appropriate software. If you are a Mac OS X user, you would select this link, and if you're a Windows user, you choose this one. I've already downloaded the actual software, and what you see here is the instructions where it's giving me direction to use the yellow cable that was provided with the UE boom and connect it to the computer. So let's go ahead and do that and see what happens. So all you do is go to the ultimateears.com website, and then you go into the software updates area. And once you do that, what you're going to do is see this area right here where you'll be able to see that there's an update for your UE boom and download the appropriate software. If you are a Mac OS X user, you would select this link, and if you're a Windows user, you choose this one. I've already downloaded the actual software, and what you see here is the instructions where it's giving me direction to use the yellow cable that was provided with the UE boom and connect it to the computer. So let's go ahead and do that and see what happens. Alright, so let's take our cable, make sure we have that facing right. Okay. Now, you'll notice I got this little message right here that the UE boom is ready to update. I'll hit next, and it looks like it's telling me the software version. Over here in the corner, you'll notice that it says 6.679, and then you have that 6.8.58. So we're going to hit next, and now it's establishing a connection, and it will go through the actual upgrade. As you can see here, the actual update is in progress, so we can see the actual update taking place, and then the device is actually downloading. This is the size of the firmware or the update. It's a small one. It's about 1.5 megabytes. We'll just let it run through the process, and if there's anything significant to show, I'll start the recording again. Once the upgrade is completed, you'll get the successful update message. It took around 2 minutes at tops. I have a pretty fast internet connection, so the download was pretty fast. What took some time was the actual updating of the speaker itself. You'll also hear from the speaker kind of that drum roll that you hear when you turn the speaker on, and the drum roll when you hear the speaker off. So let's go ahead and see if there was any difference or anything that we can perceive with this update. I'll hit finish just so that you can see some of the things that are new with this specific update, and I'll try to zoom in. I think that's pretty clear still on the actual recording. You get the ability to have customized equalizer settings. This is all part of a UE application that you can install on your Android or iPhone. 32-step volume. So, you know, that's been upgraded to give you even more flexibility. You also have the ability to double up on the sync volume. So again, when you're using two speakers at the same time, this is going to give you the ability to have even more control. And then also with the app, you get the ability to use the speaker as if it were an alarm. And then also you can actually double up. That's that new feature we talked about where you can connect the two speakers together. And then they also highlight the fact that there are some bug updates that they're taking care of. Let's take a look at the UE Boom app and see how our speaker sounds. So a companion app is available for the UE Boom, and I have my note here. There's a companion app that you can install also on the Apple Marketplace, but this companion app is going to give you the ability to do several things, and let's go ahead and take a look at that for a second. First of all, one of the things that you can do is, as you can see here, is control via an equalizer that's part of the app your sound preferences and how you like to listen to music based on the music type that you like to listen to. You also have the ability to have an alarm and use your UE Boom speaker as if it were an alarm, so you'll wake up to music. Additional settings are also provided, as well as some learning capabilities, and then also you can double up. So here's that feature that we talked about, the double up capability, and what that will do for you is it will give you again the ability to have two speakers connected simultaneously, and then you could determine how you would like those speakers to work. If you'd like them to work in stereo, you know, a left channel and a right channel, or just double up, however you'd like to set that up. And then here you have your visual for your actual speaker equalizer. And again, some more of the controls here. What time do you want the alarm, the time, the type of music that you want to play, how loud do you want the music to be, and if it's going to be something that you want to repeat or not. Additionally, what you'll be able to read is you could actually name your speaker, but here you have your battery level, any kind of alerts that you have set up, what the language is going to be, the EQ settings, if this is something that you're using one of the standard settings or something that you've configured for yourself, alert sounds, the double up capability and the ability to actually lock that so that it cannot be altered. Let's take a look at the actual sounds and see if there's anything different that we can perceive after the update. For this part of the video review, we're going to switch the source sound so that you can get a better experience around or feeling of how the speaker sounds. So that's why you hear the difference in the actual audio. But let's go ahead and try one of the tracks that we heard earlier, just to see if there's anything that we could perceive from the actual upgrade. We may not hear a difference, but let's just go ahead and try it. Raise the volume. Okay, one thing I can tell you is before the upgrade, I did have the speaker at full blast, and after the upgrade, it kind of reduced the actual volume, and I had to reset that. Let's try another one. Raising the volume. One other song. So that concludes our review, upgrade, or installation, if you want to call it, of the new software on the UE Boom wireless speaker. It's a great speaker. As I've reviewed several speakers here on the channel, I find that this is going to become my new favorite. I like the flexibility, I like the volume, I do like the application that you can install on your phone to enhance your experience. I love the fact that you have the 50 feet range when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, and then also the 15-hour battery life, and the fact that it does contain two microphones that allow you to use this as a speakerphone. One of the things I will warn you is that these speakers are designed as being designed for music and for audio, and then it has a secondary feature is the actual speakerphone. So I normally don't highlight the speakerphone capabilities because I've never been impressed yet with a speaker that has really, really great speakerphone capabilities. But I would say in my experience with this speaker, it's good. It's not amazing. It's not outstanding, but definitely as a primary user of this device as a musical device to listen to music, it does a phenomenal job. It's well above, I would say, average. This is a great speaker. And then as a conference or speakerphone, it does an adequate job. If you have any comments or questions about this speaker or any other products that we review on our channel, please leave it on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and by all means, please share. Thanks again for watching.